You've dreamt about it, you're wishing that it can happen, you work hard and it does, but that's only because you got the right tools to get started. We're talking about a home-based business. Joining us this morning to take you step by step through the process is Michael Connolly. He's a business coach and a consultant, and he's here to get us started. Now we're starting a series where we're going to every single week have you here, Michael. We're going to talk about how people can get that idea off the ground. And I think it's something people are a little bit intimidated by because entrepreneur, it's not necessarily an easy thing, but it can be if you really put your mind to it and have the right tools.
Yes, that's just so true. A lot of people think starting a business is a difficult thing. And it can be if you do the wrong things. So if you start with something that you really love doing, right? Let's just say whether it's baking or like you have a makeup artist or anything that you love doing, and you're coachable, and you get the right people in your corner to show you the things to do, it becomes really simple.
So if you do what you love, it actually becomes something that can be easy to do because you have such a passion for it.
Exactly, because for the most part, business is boring, and becoming successful is boring, right? But when you tie those business and success with something that you love doing, it becomes a puzzle, and you go, oh wow, I didn't know I could get paid to do this thing, and it becomes really fun, and you become really motivated. And
then you don't even realize, you're like, I'm working, I'm actually working,
right.
and you're making money, and it's almost too, it's like hard to believe, right?
I know.
Let's go through your tips here. How to launch a business, getting started. I know there's a lot of things that people hesitate, they don't want to get started. What is something that people should know? Break down that barrier and go for it.
Well, the first thing I always suggest people do, like even for example, if someone wants to start a bakery, before you go and buy this big old space and think just when I build it they will come, which is the biggest myth in business. It's not when you build it they will come. It was great in that movie, but in real life it's when they come, build it. So before you go and invest all this money, why don't you just start making some cupcakes and some cakes for your friends and see if they want it. And if they keep asking for it and they start telling people about it, then you say, oh, you know what, I'm really good at this. Let me go and start selling this to people.
Right, so you kind of have to take it step by step and make sure that you do the thinking process before you even jump into it.
Exactly.
All right, there are thousands, if not millions, of business ideas.
Yeah, if you think about it, so there's about 20 million entrepreneurs in America and about 400 million entrepreneurs around the world. So if you look at that, that's over 400 million ideas, right? So there's really ideas everywhere. I think the best ideas someone should think about is, what problem can I solve? So if you have a group of people that have this one problem or certain types of problems, and you solve that problem, you can start a business and start generating revenue. So your ideas could stem from, oh, I could solve that, I can do that, and I love doing this anyway, so I could solve a problem and make money, because people buy things that they want and people buy things that they need. And when you could do both of those things together, then you can make
And then
money.
the wheels start turning, and then you start really going for it. Now you also say that any idea is pretty much a good idea, even a bad one.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean by that?
So let's say someone says, okay, I want to make shoes for dogs. I love dogs. I know everything about a dog. I want to make shoes for dogs. And they go out there and they make those dog shoes, and they really don't sell, right? But we could turn that into a good idea, because now while you're doing all your research for the dog shoes, you realize how many other things people do buy for their dogs, how many other problems you can solve. And then you start solving those problems, and maybe you could give your dog shoes as a little cute giveaway. And it actually could make you unique as well. So even if you spent money on that inventory, now you can use it for the other dog stuff too.
It's interesting, so don't be afraid to chase after a dream, because even if it fails, with quotes, it's really a success because something good came out of it. So it's kind of on your way to a dream, you find a new one, and that's okay.
It's true.
It's a good thing. And I think it's having that in your mind, knowing that you always have something else you can do. You also have to make sure that you do stand out and be different, and that you kind of do set yourself apart from the competitor.
Right, and the reason you want to do that is because people do business with people they know, like, trust, and remember. And when you stand out, it's funny because standing out almost becomes something that your customers help you do, because they tell you the things that make you great, and you just do more of the things that make you great, and they'll love it. And you have to, if we understand that when we start a business, not everyone's going to support the business, not everyone's going to want to do business with you. Don't worry about those people. Focus on the people that are supporting you, and then you just give them the best service ever and solve a bunch of problems for those people, and then it starts to work in your favor.
Right, ignore the negative. Really, I mean, you want to take the constructive to make yourself better, but focus on the positive, your cheerleaders that are behind you, and really go for that, because that's the kind of energy you need when you're starting a business. All right, you ready to launch? What is something that you, really can put in people's minds to make them go for it, really make them want to take this jump and make a successful business for themselves?
Well, I'll say three words, and Nike's not paying me for this, but it's just do it. Because fear kills more dreams than lack of resources or anything ever will. So sometimes you just go out and do it. Just go out and do it. And go, like you said, you don't really fail until you stop. So just keep going. Start something. Keep going. Test. Like in marketing, everything's testing. You never know what's going to work. You get this great idea, and the silliest thing works. So even in your business, just test. But start small. And if it works small, and you just scale up or scale out.
Right, exactly. And so it starts with your passion, working with your friends and family, your biggest supporters, and go from there. And that's just the very, very beginning. I mean, we're going to be covering everything to start your own business. So if you ever dreamt of starting a home-based business or anything like that, this is the time to tune in.
Yes.
And really pay attention. We'll
This
see
is
you here
true.
next week, Michael, as we talk about gaining capital and talking about investing and that sort of thing when you really want to get your business off the ground.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here, Michael. Always nice to have you. Tune in next Monday as our Starting a Home-Based Business series continues when we discuss how you can get the capital you need for your business.